G'day fellow Christians of the internet, this is most must-see subscriber Argonian here on YouTube, Bruzo Dragonius. I know for sure that is basically a long time since I just uploaded a video and basically in suit or just about ahead, even though that I just have my hands and all that kind of stuff, human hands. I know for sure that I haven't been posting any videos as of late because of my mental state, and I just ended up posting 2 apology videos of the drama involving Aurora, but I'm just going to look past it. And I just wanted to just focus on the important matters and all that kind of stuff of what's trending on the internet as well. I don't really know what sort of topic that I wanted to do, whether it's the non-exemption of the under 16 social media ban of YouTube here in Australia, or the drama around the Spirit Halloween mask and all that kind of stuff as like the next Argonian.POV video. So I'm just going to say that of leave the most recent one till last and focus on the non-exemption status of the inclusion of YouTube being part of the social media ban and what they'll actually do think. My point of view is that, well, I just kind of think that does YouTube need to be included in the under 16 social media ban, and why would be this case and all that kind of stuff. And I've got a feeling that it may be a very quick video and all that kind of stuff, but anyway, I'm just going to get down to it. You see, for those that don't know, here in Australia, I know for sure that I talked about the under 16 social media ban that's disallowing kids that is 16 years or under to access sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and other social media sites. I don't know if it would be probably Blue Sky or whatever. I know for sure that I just stick to my words for the past, and I sort of say, well, it's more ableist than it is protecting kids and all that kind of stuff. Why isn't YouTube not being exempt from the under 16 social media ban? I mean, I sort of fail to understand that, because the fact being is that, well, I just sort of think, why the hell is YouTube is included in this social media ban for under 16 years here in Australia? But before that, I'm going to have to start with the solution of this ableist social media ban for under 16s, especially for those that are within the spectrum, because I don't think that it has to do with protecting kids, to be honest. I think that there's something more to it. But yes, there are some online bullies out there, but if you would think about it, there are some bullies in the past, even before MySpace, and I remember MySpace as I am like of a 90s kid and all that kind of stuff. Like, I know for sure that because of my autism and all that kind of stuff, I ended up being bullied, I ended up being isolated and all that kind of stuff. I didn't make as much friends as I am now when I joined the furry fandom. So the first thing is that I wanted to think, or the first solution is that, well, okay, what can we do to remedy the social media ban for the autistic kids that have trouble making friends outside of school or whatever, or for those kids that are just isolated, but most importantly, the autistic kids. And the solution is that simple. If this ban were to protect kids from creeps and all that kind of stuff, which, yes, there are some questionable people online and all that kind of stuff, the pedophiles, cyber bullies and all that kind of stuff. Those people that don't really deserve to have a computer or have access to the social media. So I was just thinking, right, what way to fill in that void of not having any contact with friends whatsoever for the autistic people. And the solution is that simple. And that solution is that maybe that they should just have a rollout like on the funded by the NDIS. That's, well, what if, say, for instance, that for every autistic kid that having trouble making friends because of their disability, then why don't they implement via the NDIS? And for those that are not familiar with the NDIS, that is watching this from outside of Australia, just think of it as some sort of a scheme, some sort of government scheme that funds some solutions to help people with disabilities of all these sorts and all that kind of stuff. It's not to provide income for the people with disabilities, but at the same time, it's to provide income for the services that would benefit, or the goods that benefit from the people in the disability community, both mental, intellectual, and also physically disabled. Okay, I probably would say that maybe to combat this social media ban is, why don't they have some sort of animatronic robot companions for kids to, I don't know, have a bit of a bond with, or something, like just some sort of an animatronic companion, which is sort of AI powered and all that kind of stuff. Like, personally, there's some things about AI that I don't like. But say, for instance, if there's like AI companions or probably some robots and all that kind of stuff, maybe, I don't know, probably implement some sort of a modifiable endoskeleton that could be like a part of, that could, I don't know, modify into some sort of a living plushie type thing. And I know it's going to end up being like Five Nights at Freddy's, but I can really see them people like having a bit of a friendship with this thing. Maybe, I don't know, have like, or maybe that they should just roll out a Tesla Optimus. For those that, like, I know for sure that I'm endorsing Tesla, and I know for sure that Elon Musk is an alleged Nazi and all that kind of stuff. But maybe that seeing that robots are getting more and more advanced, maybe that there's some sort of way to make a bit of an endoskeleton to be like spring locked. If there's some way for the endoskeleton to be spring locked into a bit of a plushie or whatever, then maybe, I'm not quite sure, but I don't know about the results are going to be that good, like, or would end up being like security breach or whatever. But I know that I'm being off tangent. Now, as to this inclusion of YouTube being in this under 16 social media ban, and I'm not only saying this as a content creator, bottles, but anyway, moving on. About this ban, I kind of feel that I don't understand why, considering that there's some sort of child safety protocols regarding around TOPA, to turn comments off. There's some sort of declarations as to whether that there's kids that are in this thing, in the videos, or if it's aimed for kids, that they turn the comments off. I know for sure that with my videos that I do make is all ages, right? But my personal view on this thing, that I think that YouTube should be exempt from the under 16 social media ban, because for one, I sort of believe that YouTube itself is most likely used as an educational resource by teachers and that, or like, and for instance, like, not only that, but because of those things that you can search on YouTube that sort of that quenches people's curiosity on, for instance, with the furries and that, like YouTube, whether you like it or not, I mean, many furries, like myself, got to know more about the furry fandom because of YouTube through watching so many content creators like Stormy the Fourth or Bakari Roo or Zabby the Circle and many others that I do end up watching on social media, and yet it sort of brings out the safe for work, like explains at least the safe for work aspects of the furry fandom, or the safe for work parts of the furry fandom, Taking that, but I don't see how including YouTube in the social media ban here in Australia would protect kids, but instead, to my honest opinion, would literally disadvantage kids from knowing what's going on around the world. I don't know what's going to impact with the under 16 kids, that haven't got Facebook or Twitter, because that this ban, you're not allowed to have a social media account in 16, and when you are 16, chances are that your account will be shut down, right? And to be honest with you, I not only that, but I sort of fail to know whether or not that how it's going to be policed. And I know that, which is the owner of YouTube and some of the tech companies and all that kind of stuff, is threatening to take the Australian government to court over it and sue the Australian government. Okay, but still, even with that, I don't know if Google would do that for the sake of their creators, like of YouTube. Even over the fact that there's many creators that are going to end up losing their following and all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, I think that there's something not right about this ban. I mean, is it over to the fact that more people is going to end up finding out what's going on overseas in the Middle East, about the things that the government and the media don't want them to find out? I mean, especially of what's going on in Gaza or in Palestine at the moment, about this genocide that's going on, right? Maybe it's because of that. Maybe that there's so many theories that's supporting the fact that maybe that there's more and more people that are becoming aware of this genocide in Gaza, right? To a point that the Zionist lobby, alongside of the E-Safety Commission, right, are working together to, like, the jig is up, to be honest, right? The jig is up. I mean, I sort of fail to know what's going on with this thing, because probably if I had it my own way, I would have YouTube to be exempt from the ban and roll out the Tesla Optimus for the autistics under the NDIS funding. for kids with autism. And I'm going to talk about this thing of kids with autism not getting getting refused funding and that, but I might just talk about it in a different video and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just curious, right? So I'm just curious on the comments, and I do encourage you to write comments down. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that YouTube itself should be included in the under 16 social media ban? Or do you think, like me, that even though that YouTube, as an educational resource, right, like should be excluded, and not to mention that not only that, but it's going to take expressive and creative freedoms of kids away and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what's next? TikTok? You know? Like, I do understand that there's so many creeps around, that so many child predators that I'm really disgusted about. And if you are one of them, screw you, damn you to the void. You need some help, or you need to be, or something really bad that I'm going to end up having some sort of violation strikes against me if I do say it. But also, like, what do you think of this YouTube being in the social media ban here in Australia, especially those that are lived outside of Australia? Also, if you do like this video, make sure you tap that like button so you actually let me and the algorithm know that you do like this video and like to see more of it. If you please consider subscribing to this video if you want to support me for my YouTube content creation, all that kind of stuff. And if you have, thank you so much. And if you want to be the first one to know, then there's the bell icon and turn notifications on your devices. So anyway, I'm just going to, I just said what I have to say about this YouTube ban and the rest of the social media ban. If you wanted to friend me on PSN, my gamer tag is Bruzo21. There's other social media things that are on the description down below. I'd just like to thank you for all my new subscribers and those that are just watching me ranting about the social media ban with YouTube including. And as always, I just need to sign off by saying, may these God to all, and bye for now.